This Sunday, after leaving the hotel, I wondered where everyone was. The streets were empty for a busy, busy New York street. It was Super Bowl Sunday, and that night we were going for dinner with a customer. Spoilers, it was delicious. Before that, we decided to observe New York from one of the highest points, the top of the Rock, in the Rockefeller Center, with this gorgeous chandelier greeting you. A very, very scary lift ride. It would have been scarier if the floor was what was see-through instead of the top. 67 floors up we went. We got to look out onto a gorgeous snow-covered Central Park in a wonderful city. I was surprised at how ugly the buildings were if you looked at them individually. Of course, I had to show Tom that my arm was longer than his. We then took a really fancy escalator to a really fancy foyer to a really fancy door that was really fancily closed. We then spent about 10 minutes trying to figure out how to get out of the building and to the MoMA. A very scary hallway later, and a very delicious lunch, Rue Quinoa. We saw some fancy canned soup and fancy beards, fancy skylines, and someone who was very afraid of something. We saw a fancy picture of a dead girl, some fancy pixelated musicians, and Mum had the time of her life. Also, there was a penis chair.